everyone for their join us on Facebook or Livestream or anywhere around the world. This podcast is the last in the 2022 and begin the new life in 2023. So, I want to introduce one woman who changed my life and the lives on the other women around the world. I am honored to be able to talk with her. Her new book is in English, but before she was well known in Turkey and across a Spanish-speaking world. She is an entrepreneur, speaker, writer, coach, mentor, mother with 3 daughters, and one daughter is special girl. She is a born communicator and passionate about the female gender, to whom she has dedicated most of the personal works, helping women to discover that we are all called to greatness and to recover the colors of life. She wrote 2 books, Manifesto on a New Feminist of Women Empowered from Their Being, and Bulletproof Woman, Life's Your Life and Return to Your Being, and like this book. I introduce my friend. She is Paula Morelos Zaragoza, was born in Mexico and is in being proof that is it not these nose on uncertainties define you, but who you cope with them. In the early 70s, Paula went through a challenging childhood. And please, Paula, can you tell us your story, your childhood story, please?
Hi, Agnes. Gladly, I'm so honored and so happy to be here with you today. And let me tell you first that I'm very happy to count you in my friends list, because we have met only online for the last years, and we have a very nice and very beautiful friendship by now. And I want to thank you so much for everything that you have done. And yes, today we're gathered here. We decided to do this live stream to tell people in the English speaking language, who am I, right? Because last November, we launched the book Bulletproof Woman in English. And right now it is available all throughout the world, worldwide. And it was printed on the UK where you live. And I'm so excited for this. And what I can share with you about me is that I am like every woman on earth. I have had my life with all its challenges since I was a young girl. And we grew up in Latin American culture, where you're supposed to do a couple of things. You're supposed to follow a script to be able to, how could I put it? Yeah, to belong to the society, right? And I was raised in that. So I married very young. With a very nice guy. And my only hopes, my only wishes were to marry, to have kids, to live happily ever after, and that's it, right? And as many of us discover through life has its surprises, right? And what I thought it would be a very calm environment became a very bad one. To make a long story very short, when I was pregnant with my second kid, I have 3 kids. I am a single mother now of 3 kids. I have 2 teenagers, and my youngest daughter is a Down syndrome girl, wonderful girl that you know. And but at that time I was pregnant with my second child, and we invested all our money in a hotel here in Mexico, and we went to bankruptcy, right? So the business was a terrible idea to develop, and we lost everything economically talking. And that led my husband at that time to a big depression, and he developed a mental illness after that. And it's easy to say right now, but the process of getting mentally ill is quite difficult. It's quite hard, and in this case, it was not just depression, but he needed to go to the mental hospital institution, right, for several times, and he couldn't work anymore. I had 2 kids at that time, and that lasted for almost 8 or 9 years, where this guy couldn't work anymore, and I was in charge of my house, my girls, him, his medicines, the hospitalization, and I learned how to work a lot, how to live day by day on daily basis, because what I earned one day wouldn't last for two days more. So it was just a daily struggle. And after a couple of years, several years actually, in one particular year that we were a little better, the universe decided to give me another child. And so I got pregnant without wanting it, but welcoming it, because, well, I know in my life I've learned that everything has a reason to happen. Everything happens for something. And so I had this new girl, who, when she was born, I had the news that she had Down syndrome. And she had a heart disease, and she needed surgery. And I was in the middle of that tornado, life tornado. And well, it was like another thing to solve. And there were very hard years for me to share with you. And after my little kid had around 3 years old, I began to become sick too. And I have anxiety attacks, and I needed psychiatry medicines, right? And I was in a very bad shape. So once one doctor friend of ours once asked me out for a cup of coffee, and she said, "Paula, you need to do something with your life, because you're so wrong, you're so ill, and your kids are going to be orphans if you don't do something, because this guy is in very bad shape and you are going straight there." So after many painful months and years, I decided to split my marriage, to leave this guy and to start all over again with my 3 kids. No money, no patrimony, no insurance, no nothing, and try to start a new life from there. And that's my 40s, because now that was like 10-11 years ago. Now I'm turning 50 this next year, so it was in my 40s. And I also had the middle age crisis, that everyone somehow gets. So it was an interesting season to live. But from there, I started working on myself. I discovered that I was completely how do you say?
Change.
I didn't know myself at all. I was like disconnected from my being, right? I didn't know what did I like, what did I like to eat, what music did I like. If I mean, I was always working with what other people wanted from me and not knowing myself. So I began knowing myself. I went to therapies. I went to the psychologist. I went to several self-development processes. And until I began to understand what was my why, right? And I decided to make my mess my message. And the reason that I had lived all of that was to talk about it, to share it, because you don't know, but well, the people that listen to us don't know, but I am a journalist. My profession is journalism. So
yes.
The thing that I like to do the most is communicating, but I haven't done it for a long time. So I began communicating again, and I decided to develop a new podcast where I could tell my story, share my truth, and share with other women who also had interesting struggle stories. And it began like that. And after a year or so, I decided to write this book in Spanish, The Bulletproof Woman. And it has been there out almost 2 years, in March next year. And wonderfully, it has been translated to Turkish, to English, and to Hungarian
Yes.
soon. But the answer that I've had for this book has been wonderful, and I am so blessed. And my life has turned around, and now I live such a different life, a happy life, a life full of peace and full of purpose when I began working on myself. So my book is a real and structured invitation and a process and tools that I share so that people can follow my path, let's say, without struggling so much. So that's quite a little bit of my story.
Yeah. And the truth makes you free.
Exactly.
Can you explain a little bit this one? Right around these
Yes, of course.
True in the free. Yes.
Your truth is who you are, is what you have lived. Good or bad, hard or easy, it's your life. And many things happen to you through your life you don't control, right? And for some reason they began to set limiting beliefs on the top of your being. And the thing, when you hide who you are, what has happened to you, is like you are ¿cómo se dice un preso? Like you are in jail. You are yes, and you need to talk about everything that life has given to you, so you are able to understand that everything happens for a reason, and that good things, bad things, and terrible things happen to almost anyone. And life happens, and there's a difference between life happening and life happening to you, right? And when you understand that there has been circumstances that you have lived that make you who you are now, you start to feel very proud. Instead of ashamed, you become proud of everything that has happened because it has made you who you are.
Yes.
Right? It has made you who you are. So I invite everyone, every single woman I meet, to be brave, to speak their truth, to talk about anything that has happened to them through their lives, so they can understand that we only have the here and now, and the past is the past. And if we don't intend or we don't learn to leave the past behind, we cannot take new steps or steps for a new life.
Yes, because when going through challenges of any sort, the first two that people has in the look for solution from others. You need to ask yourself to right questions to find out why you really are, what you really want, and what's your purpose in your life. Yeah. So, and we would like to invite the girls and women who listened us. Please think about this and answer to yourself. So other who listening us, answer yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The purpose of it all is to be a mirror, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That all women throughout the world, that women that can listen to us can ask the right questions. And
Yeah.
when they say, what is your book about? And I say, well, my book is about you. It's through my life, right? I share my story, but the intention is that it acts like a mirror, so you can see yourself, you can understand yourself. When I share all these questions that you say, what's my purpose in life? What am I doing here? Do I like who am I? Do I like my face? Do I like my life? Do I like my couple, my partner? Do I like my profession? Most of us live our lives doing a lot of things that we don't like. And that leads us to be bitter and to be sad. And we came to this world to be happy and to be fulfilled. And if you don't feel like that now, you need to start do something about it, right? And this message can help you to, like, how do you say, to split in parts what you have inside, so you can see yourself and understand what needs to be done, right?
Yes. And we would like to invite every people. We like these podcast every month. And let's see what happening next one, because this here in UK same struggling now is struggle the life, struggling the job, struggling the food, and everywhere. And good question, and yes, is the right question, and true answer is this one is very important, I think.
Yes.
Understand? Yeah.
Yeah, quite. I think I get you. Yeah. Well, this reality that we all live in America, in Europe, in Asia, in wherever you turn around, we have a lot of challenges, right? And we need to be strong inside to be able to live the life that is ahead of us. And most of the times we don't live fulfilled because we are sad inside, or we don't feel enough with who we are. So what I like to do most of the time is work on people so they can feel enough, and they can really know and acknowledge their power, their greatness, get in touch with that, and understand that they can approach life from a different place than from be scared of being victims, or being frightened of whatever is happening, even it's the COVID, or it's the war of Ukraine, or it's the lack of gas there, or everything, right? We all struggle in different ways.
Yes.
But the methodology is the same for everyone, which is go inside, know yourself, grab your power, your personal power, and begin to live from there with hope and with another perspective of life.
Yeah. And I believe that everyone needs a mentor. Someone like you, for me. Someone who can see your situation from the outside and be able to lend you another pair or eyes to see yourself. I began by sharing it as a podcast, start your podcast, yeah? And Paula podcast began to be a safe place where women came to tell their truth in the form of stories. She started to see that there were a lot of women like me, and I was not alone, and everybody understand us. You are not alone.
That's what I understood at one point, when, like you say, when I started the podcast, and so many people said, I have a story, I have lived something quite like yours, blah, blah. And you say, oh my God, there's hundreds of women who live like me. So you feel very supported with all these people. Yes. And as you say, that when you have a mentor, or when you have someone you can talk to, and that they can see you through different lenses.
Yes.
No, they can see you without your victimhood, and they can tell you, get out of there, think different, start doing something different, and keep walking. Life doesn't end here. There's a lot of beautiful days coming. So
yes,
be
absolutely.
ready to live them, right?
Yes. And other thing is, my each other mentor said, victim or victimhood, victim or victor.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can be both, he says, right?
Yes.
Or you are a victim, or you are a victor. You can't be both.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, yes, and we would like to other challenge start in the UK in the 21-day challenges. And can you tell us what is this?
Sure. Well, in Mexico and here in Spanish language, I have developed this 21-day challenge called Become a Bulletproof Woman in 21 Days.
Yes.
And what is it about? Is like the methodology and the process that I share with you in my book. It's split in small parts.
Yes.
And I share an audio, a message via WhatsApp with all the people every morning, so they can begin to be aware They can ask these questions that we said. There's an interesting and very beautiful process in this challenge. By now, I have the 4th generation of Spanish-speaking people who have taken the challenge, and many lives have changed with it, because sometimes you just need to make a stop, turn the mirror, see yourself, start deleting things that are toxic for you in your life, in your family, in your social media, and all your surrounding. You start changing your surrounding, and you start changing from the inside out. And after 21 days, I won't tell you your life will be completely different, but many seeds will be sown, so you can start developing different beliefs and different aspects of your life. You're going to change your vision. And that's a big start for many people who don't know what to do. Because many people, when they read my book, they say, okay, that's wonderful, but where do I start? Where do I start? What do I do? So this challenge is the step by step of what can you start doing to really begin a big change in your life.
Yes, thank you so much, Paula. And we can't wait. The start is the 21-day challenge.
Yes, me too. Me too. I'm very excited. I've been working on it, translating all the content from Spanish to English, recording everything with all my heart and all my love, and hoping that it gives you a little light to see yourself. And we are starting next year, I mean, in January 14th. That's a Saturday. And let me tell you what it's about. We have a master class, kind of a master class, which is a Zoom live gathering where we meet all the people that subscribe to this challenge. We meet on that first day to know each other, to talk about what can you expect during the next 21 days. And well, I present myself. I talk to you a little bit about the book and all its content. And for the following days, you will get, as I said, an audio via WhatsApp. You're gonna get a booklet, a working booklet, where you can fill with all your thoughts and all the work that you're going to do. And the next Saturday and the last one, we're going to meet as well in a Zoom call, and to see how are you dealing with things. And in the last one, we're going to share. Everyone is sharing what did the challenge did for them and how has their life changed. So it's a wonderful experience. I invite you with all my heart. I have worked a lot on it, and it really works to make you look life in a different way.
So thank you so much, Paula. And I introduce everything. Your experience in my life is absolutely fine. And and I would like duplicate you. I would like to duplicate you. Absolutely everything is follow your talking with word, talking do it your job, do it your work, and yes, and I would like to yourself.
Yeah, right. Let me show you. I have it here. I want to show you the book. This is the book.
Oh yeah.
Bulletproof.
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
And if you want to get it, you can find it online in every bookstore worldwide. You can ask for it and you will get it at home very soon. And start working on yourself. The invitation for this 2023 and last year and the year forward, you need to always work on you, because you change every day. You are a different person every day. So if you use all these tools to become a better version of yourself, your life is going to be easier, believe me. So that's an invitation, and thank you so much, Agnes, for this opportunity to talk, and we will wait for you.
Thank you so much, Paula, and see you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Blessing. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.